Morning all, and welcome to day 3 of the challenge for No New November. Today we're going to be taking some free magazine pages. Now if you don't have a free magazine, feel free to use another kind of magazine, but this is one I've just been given for free. We're very fortunate here that we get where I work, I can get a copy of this, and it has some really nice pictures in it. I've taken some out of a previous one. I'm just going to take a couple of pages out of this for today's. So I'm going to take this one. Now I'm always trying to be super careful when I take these out, because I do have a tendency to rip them. Yeah, I didn't do that very well. I think I want another one, maybe another 2. Some really lovely, beautiful pictures. I want to see some fabrics, I think. Really poorly. Okay, right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to straighten up all of my pages, if I can find one of my trimmers. I know that I've got one downstairs, which is always helpful. I will get another one out. Oh. Could just use a tearing ruler actually, but just quickly. This may or may not work. I've not used this one in a very long time. Let's check it's on cut. Yes. Right. Let's take you up to the edge. Oh, sorry if you saw my head. There we go. Now I don't mind that this is a shorter page, because I like to have different layers in my journals, so I'm not too fussed about making them all the same height. If you prefer them all to be the same height, you're going to want to make sure when you cut it, you're cutting it appropriately to the height of your page. I hope everyone is well today. I really enjoyed doing the tags yesterday with the toilet roll centres. This is another one of those days. I tend to find doing the pages can be a little bit more tedious than everything else, and I understand that sometimes. Well, it's a necessity job. Sorry, a necessary job even. I speak English. It's a necessary job which needs to be done. So, oh no. It's like I said, it's an old cutter, so I have to put a bit of pressure down on it, and it doesn't sometimes like to cut. Nope. See, sometimes it does not go to plan. Let's go for tearing ruler. May have cut this one too short, but never mind. You know what? I'm going to cut it like this, because I'm going to take off the bottom here. It can be a shorter page, width-wise, length-wise as well. That was definitely skewered, wasn't it? Let's straighten that up. Oop. Right. Now what you, oh dear, if you find that a page is too short for you, you can effectively sew in an extra, or even, well, you don't have to sew it in, but you can pop in. So I would add a slither here. So this isn't going to be wide enough, but I would pop a bit on like this, and I'd zigzag down the centre if I wanted to make this back up to a full A4 size. But I am actually going to make this a bit smaller because like I said, I like a bit of texture and different size pages. So I'm going to take off the bottom here. I'm also going to take off the top bit here, so it's going to be a slightly short. Actually, you know, I might leave it on. I'm going to leave it on. So you've got this really lovely, beautiful page. When I fold it in half, which I will, I've got this really lovely balls kind of light pattern, which I quite like as it is. I won't do anything to that page. Equally the same on this one. I like this. It's divided quite nicely. In here, the only one I will probably cover up is this one. I don't like the fabrics and I don't like the new collection. This isn't too bad for me. I may use it, cover it up with just a photo when I do it. But so that's that one. Shall we fold the other ones which I've done? So it's all about finding where you want to fold. Now I quite like this whole mirror thing, so I kind of want to fold it more this way. So it's going to be a little bit wider. So I'm going to take it right to the edge of this photo here, picture, because I want to try and keep that. I mean, again, I'm using these almost as decorative pages in their own right. I will put some places for me to journal, but most of it is just decoration I will use. So going back to this side, I'm going to fold this piece in just so that I can use, let's get an ordinary page. So this is the size of my drip. You can see it sticking out. I will fold it more than the normal, so let's have a look. So this is this. I want it to fold to probably around about here for the flip out. So when I've got it open, I will probably put a plain page between. Let me just get one for you to see. Coffee dyed. So it'll sit like this, and then when I open up the book, I can open it up. Actually, I'm going to do it the other way around, so it flips out the other way. So in which case I want to hold it this way. So it'll be like this. And then when you get to this page here, you can flip out and see the whole thing. Again, I will probably use this as a place here for text or photos, so I'm probably going to cover up this. I'm going to paint on this probably, and then equally on here. I'm just going to use this as an interesting kind of border for my pictures. I might cut it into a round circle here, so when I put my face, it looks like I'm coming out of this if if I'm putting my face in there. Equally the same here, might do it here. I'm not too bothered by this text, so I'm not going to touch that, and I like that as it is, so this isn't going to have a huge amount either doing to it. Right, this one, I just love this picture. Now I don't want to cut him in half, so I'm going to fold it a short. This is going to be a short kind of page. I will probably cut off the end of this one because I don't want too many. Actually, no, I will do a fold on this one. I don't like too many folds, interactive parts in my journal. I like some, but I like to do a variety of them rather than lots of the same. I'm going to do it this way so that when you see him, you... So with these pages, I don't feel that I need to do as much to them as I have done with the junk mail. You'll get that. So some pages, some days you'll find that they will be more involved than others, and other days will be, well, slightly boring probably. I will probably cover this up with some form of craft paper with like oranges, etc. hues. I will probably cover this up with some parchment paper, and likewise this possibly also parchment paper. Yeah, but I do get this 4th page. I'm actually going to chop off the end here though. I will do that because I don't like that white band. Oh, I could put some washi tape. I might put washi tape actually up the top. Okay, so next page. This, how do I want to do this? See, I like this page. However, if I fold it in half, I'm only going to see the kettle there. Actually, I don't. Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind that. But you've got to make sure that you get it to the bottom of the kettle, which means I will be tearing a bit of this page off. It's all about placement and looking at what you've got on your page. So what's everyone's favourite magazine for doing this kind of thing, stealing pages from? Now, I'm really bad. I will save this because actually this creates quite a nice, interesting, almost free border at some point. Not so keen on the back, but I like that. So I'm going to keep that. Okay. Again, I will probably end up, when I use this page, turning it up this way in my journal and journaling on the side. So I'll probably cover up their faces with a bit of text space. Just beautiful, this page. Yeah, so what is everyone's favourite magazines? Do you have local magazines like this that you can use in your crafts, or are you using up something like Daphne's Diary or the Flow magazine that you might have already in stock? What you using? There we go. I don't want to cut the wheelbarrow in half, so again I'm going to just scooch this down a little bit, and I will probably fold this. So I don't mind this. I will leave this as it is. I will leave this as is. I will put some paint, probably paper, because it's a fold. I don't tend to put paint where there is a fold because it crackles over time. It cracks and comes off from the page, particularly with these pages, because it's not as absorbent as some of the papers. And then I will also probably either put a belly band or something on here, maybe probably not belly band, but a decoration along here. And then I'll leave these sides as they are. And then this one makes me hungry. Oh, looks lovely. Now with this one, because it is a recipe, I'm going to find another page and I'm going to use that for my recipe pages. Oh dear. Let's see what we've got. But yeah, I really love that. It's just the same shame about the big red sign on it. You don't have to use a magazine like this. This is quite nice, but that's quite springy, so I probably won't use that for this. Quite a... You know what? No. I think I'm going to use this one. Now I like that it says your little secret, because I will probably include somewhere on this page somehow a little secret hideaway, something or other, just because I think that's quite thematic for this page. I have to say, magazine pages do rip so much easier than proper paper. Okay, so I'm not too bothered about how that falls, so I will literally fold this how it kind of indicates. And because of the nature of the fact that I wanted to say the secret thing on your little secret, I am going to, although I have noticed I've not cut that very straight, so come on. I'm not being stubborn. There you go. Fold that in like that. So these are my pages. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So with my 3 signatures, that works out quite good, because I will be using for 3 signatures, so that's 2 per signature, assuming I have space. So with this one, I said I was going to use something on this. Now I think I'm just going to collage on this, because if I cover it up, I'll lose this pattern textured paper, and I don't really want to do that. So what have I got? I'm just that's a start. Sorry, my chair's rather loud today and noisy. I slide around on it, it makes, well, some rude noises. Apologies. So which day of the channel, sorry, which day of this day, I can't speak today, which day of the channel are you looking at? Challenge. apologies. Which day of the challenge are you looking forward to the most? For me, I think it's going to be the cover, but well, everybody has different theories, different ways of different preferences, so I'd be interested to know. So for me, I like to put things in threes, generally speaking. Although I think in this one, case, I'm probably going to do two. I'm going to cover this bit here with some washi tape. What colours have we got on that page? Let's use this washi tape. Yeah, no, I think, generally speaking, things tend to work better if you do, when you're displaying things, if you use either 3, 5 or 7 things. I always think that odd numbers are better than even numbers. Now that does depend on what you're doing entirely. So if you're doing something which is mirrored, then obviously you'll want this equal. So it kind of, yeah, it does depend. So I'm going to pop a little bit of this on down here as well. Straight would be nice. Yep. So now I just want to put, I think I'm going to put a label or something on top of that rather than a... Yep. And see. Oh. One of these maybe. A green looking one. Oh, there's a map one there. England, that's quite nice. We use England. Okay. So that's going to be the layout on this one. And that is going to make this one completely finished. I hope you don't mind. I do end up spending an awful long time faffing. Now, obviously when you look at this, it's going to be half the page, so I probably will change it to this way. I'm not sure if I like the England then. I'll think about it when I come to it. I might put a different something rather on there, because it's gonna be portrait rather than landscape. The page. I probably shouldn't be using. I should have used the UHU glue for this. Emma, use your supplies wisely. So the weather here today is quite nice. It's looking like it's going to be a lovely autumn day. It's not looking too dreary and wet, which is quite nice. But it has got that kind of nice autumn vibe day. I think we're going to go and have a wander over to later on to the Cotswolds. Thankfully I live like on the edge of the Cotswolds, so it's a very nice place to live really. I'm very fortunate to have it on my doorstep. So we're going to go and have a look at that before we get put in lockdown again. Have a wander around. Don't know where yet. We'll see. There we go. Right, that go there like that. Now, I'm not keen on that wall, so I might put a flower. Ooh, will that work? No. Yeah, we'll go with that. So again, I find separating washi tapes, or not washi tapes, but washi tape stickers are really hard to separate sometimes, particularly the smaller ones. There you go, that's come off. So that is that page done. Not a huge amount needing. Like I said, I quite like this. I'm not too bothered about that. I might put some washi tape down it, then it's kind of keeps it in keeping with this page a little bit. Yeah. I bought these washi tapes off of Amazon, and they're okay, but they're quite hard to use. They don't like to really come off or separate very well. There we go. I did that wonky. Let's try that again. There we go. Now for me, that's crying out for a little bit more. I'm going to pop that there. When you're crafting, do you find that sometimes you get to a point where you think you keep going, it needs some more, it needs some more, it needs some more, and then suddenly you're like, oh no, too much. You've gone too bad, too far. So there we go, all done on that page. How long were we filming? 28 minutes. Let's do one with the, so this bit was when I was leaving. That's fine. There was one which I wanted to cover up the flap. Flights of Fancy. Flights of Fancy. I will probably keep this, but this is going to be covered up. So I've got some scrap paper. Let's chop this down a little bit. And we want it to be, how tall is this page? So we want it to be kind of, I like them to be a little bit smaller than the page itself. Okay. Because I like to have space to zigzag or just ordinary sew around it if I decide to. Now I find with this sometimes I'm not yeah, no, I'm lazy. Sometimes I don't want to get my sewing machine out. Fortunately, my craft room's not quite big enough for me to have it out all the time. But, you know, again, I'm fortunate I have a craft room. I have a creative space. That's all mine. So I quite like this. I am going to ink up the edges. So let me just reach over here and get my, there we go. Oops. Is everyone watching out for the butterfly? I'm really enjoying it at the moment. I'm a board gamer. I really love to play games. And there's a couple of games that we're really into at the moment. One of them is called Everdell, and oh, the cards are just beautiful. And if you've never played it, if you've never looked at it, just go and look at it for the artwork. I mean, it's not the cheapest game out there, but the actual gameplay of the game is amazing. It's kind of, you build your own town with various different critters. Yeah, no, they've done it so well. So we're really enjoying playing that at the moment. We've just bought the expansions which come with it. It doesn't come with it, but in the hopes that we can spend a bit more time over the next few weeks enjoying that game. Now, I quite like this piece, so I think I'm going to ink that up and just put that along there. I know it's just scrap, but it just so happens to cover up the text as well. So where is everyone from? I know that one of the ladies is from well, there's quite a few which I'm aware of where they are, but yeah, no, I'd love to know where you're all from. Obviously we're doing these at different times. For me, this is 7 o'clock in the morning. When this goes live, I'm aiming to put them on between around 1 o'clock for us. It takes quite a long time for these videos to upload for me, so apologies for that. I didn't realise how long it was going to take, which is why the first one took forever to upload. But yes, no, this is sorry, what was I saying? Yes, now I've worked out that it's like that. Hopefully it won't take me that long. So that is that. Let's just cover. I don't mind this Flights of Fancy. I will probably cover this with washi tape. Actually, let's get some washi tape. You never have too much washi tape. We want a wide-ish washi tape, I think. Not a hugely wide. So that's 2 floor summary. Let's just go. Let's go with some standard grid. What's everyone's favourite washi? My favourite washi that I have is this one. I'll show you. It's one of the William Morris ones. This is beautiful. I really love this. I actually have a few of this one because it's my favourite. And I buy these from Washi Wednesday, which actually I found her shop through Willow Band Journals, Junie. And I love this one. Up until that point, my favourite was really boring. It was just this one. Well, it's not boring, it's lots of postage stamp marks, and I quite like, I still use them as subtle bits, but that was probably my most used washi, apart from the spotty one I showed you the other day. Right, there we go. That's fine, and that is beautiful. So that's another one done. So where are we with these? Let's put the done ones. So this is a done one, this is a done one. Let's do another technique. So let's find the one which I want to paint. I'm going to paint on this one. Now, because of the nature of this is a lot thinner paper and it's not really ideal for getting wet, I'm going to try and dry brush a bit on. I mean, I will soften up my paintbrush a little bit with a little bit of water, but I'm really not going to put a huge amount on there because I don't want to bobble up the page too much. So I'm going to get my big thick gesso. Oh. And just go straight on. Now, because it's not porous, you might have to do a few layers in order to build up a kind of clear, sorry, not clear, a white, a coverage, that's what. It's gonna go to the edge of this. Now this glass mat, it's a Tim Holtz one. It is so useful. I was so happy when I got it. I'm actually going to go over the whole page because I probably don't like. Actually, no, I'll keep. I'm quite indecisive sometimes when it comes to crafts. The other thing I might do after I've done this is I might stencil over the top, which will kind of take the focal off of what you can see underneath. It's all about layering. I think I said it's the same principle, I guess, with collaging. It's all about building up the layers and textures. Starting to cover a bit better now. It does take a little bit longer. Now, I wouldn't with this one use the watercolors or inks on the top like I did with my other papers, just because again it's not porous, so it won't hold it. It'll just sit on the surface and bobble the paper. So that's where my distress inks, I will probably use oxides again, maybe. Almost there. So other than this, what's your current happening in your country? Are you guys in lockdown, or are you all do you work at home? Do you work, well, you don't need to tell me where you work, but how are you dealing with the situation at the moment? That's probably the best way of doing it, without being obviously you don't have to answer that. It's all about being in a safe space. So if you don't feel comfortable with sharing that, you don't have to. Like I said, we're about to come into lockdown from Thursday this week. So that's that. I'm going to let that dry. Don't want to put it up on my lid. Take my hand off very carefully. sorry. Baby white pen. This glass mat, like I said, is awesome because you can clean it so easy. I have a white desk under this, and oh, it's picked up so much grime over the years. It's not too bad, but it is stained in places. I wish I'd looked after it a bit better when I was at university, actually. When I was at university, it was just a desk for a computer, and I used to put my coffee on it, and have sadly stained it. Right, so where were we? Next one. Now, oh yes, I was going to see if I could find some. It's a bit damp here at the moment. I'm going to see if I can find some scrapbook paper that I have in my stash that may have the kind of orangey looking colours in it that I can use with the fire. Oh, I'm just going to grab a bunch of it. I could be here forever if I went through the whole lot, so I'm not going to do that. Let's see if there's anything here. This was one of my favourite sets. It was a cottage theme. If I have it, there was actually a really nice honeycomb page at one point, which was nice and yellow and orange, which I think would look quite nicely if I could find it, if there is any left, because it was my favourite page. It was well loved. I ended up buying a few of this particular one. I'm so not organised when it comes to storing these. I just kind of stack them any old way, so I really should go through and sort them out so I can see them more clearly. Doesn't look like I hope I can find one of it. If not, I might have to get my Tim Holtz book out. No. Anyway, so this was the pack. It was this one I was looking for, but sadly I think I've used them all up now. So out comes the Tim Holtz pad. Oh, fiddle. I do this. So, mistake that I've made. Don't put your picture that you really like straight on to the painted picture you've just done. Let's see if I can. Oh dear. Klutz. Taking off some of the ink there, look. Now, fortunately, I actually have a second copy of this magazine, so I might go and see if I can find that in a minute and use that. I'll see how that dries. If it dries okay, I'll use that still. Okay, anyway, going back to the colour. That's probably the closest to an orange. Not sure I like the back for this purposes. Ooh, again, tickets. Yeah, we'll use this one. Now, because this is decidedly a lot thicker than the other one, it doesn't massively matter. You know what, I am actually going to chop off the bottom of this, and I can just layer something here and I think it will be okay. Scissors. Actually, let's just use my tearing ruler. Where have I put that? I'm doing it so well at the moment. We're putting things on top of. Yes, right. That's. I'm just going to cover this section here. I'm going to do something differently with that because I don't want to waste this, because I do like the back of the tickets. I'm going to put the tickets down instead. Right. I'm going to cut this in half. Now I really will try and cut this. Oh, sorry, my head coming through. Okay. Sorry. Ooh. There you go. Right. Still want to take a bit more off that. I think after this one I will stop filming and just carry on. It's getting on quite a long time now, and I'm all very aware that you guys may not want to spend quite so long watching me fumble about. This is not the best trimmer in the world. It's just pieces. Right. So I hope when we go out later we're able to stay dry. So hopefully it'll not get too wet and dingy. Now, because this is quite considerably thicker than the magazine page, you may find that you need to sew it. Now, if you're going to sew it, because of the magazine page being so thin and brittle, you will need to do it on a zigzag stitch, and you will need to do it on a wide zigzag stitch. Otherwise, if you go too close, it will just cut. There we go. That is the next page. Oh, I'm going to cover this somehow. Let's have a look. This is still drying. The reason I'm not using my torch on this time is because of the paper type. I would rather let it dry naturally. So I'm cutting out this washi tape just so it looks neat on the end and looks more, it doesn't look like I've just chopped it. So it almost looks like a sticker. Okay. There we go, fixed. Just trim off the edge of that sticker and we are all good. So I hope you've enjoyed this bit of video filming with me, and I look forward to seeing all your creations. Tomorrow we are doing, what are we doing tomorrow? That's a very good question. So tomorrow we are doing the journal cover with cereal boxes. So you don't have to use cereal boxes. I'm going to use that because I have got those. You can instead use anything from Amazon packaging to, oh, pardon me, hiccup. Other cardboard boxes, from buying toys and things, that whatever you have in your stock that is a little bit sturdy. Now I'm going to be making mine semi with the bedding as well, so I'm going to probably layer mine, so I need more than one sheet, more than one box. I've got 2 boxes, and then I've got the fabric as well. The other thing you may want, depending on how structured your journal is, I have got some chipboard which I will probably use for the spine, just because it's a bit thicker. If you don't have chipboard, you can just use like 4 layers or 5 layers of whichever you're using, if it's a thin cardboard. If it's the Amazon packaging, sometimes that's just more than sufficient to do it. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I look forward to seeing everything that you guys are doing. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye now.